So today we are going to see that power flow in a transmission line, which is very much important for the facts class point of view. This particular mathematical derivation is very important. So I request to all of you that you should follow side by side also. Take a pen and paper, and whenever you will feel that you can lagging behind, just pause the video and write it down. So I will start with very basic combination. Like we are having a source, means this is our generator. This is our generator side, and this is the sending end side basically. And I can assume that voltage over here is Vs, angle delta, and current is Is. Current always depends on the load. This is the transmission line by which the sending end and receiving end are connected. Let us assume the parameters, ABCD parameters for this transmission lines are ABCD. The load is connected at the receiving end. Now let us assume we are taking receiving end as reference. So I am assuming 0 degree, that's why VR angle 0 degree, and current is, let's say, IR. As we all know, if we are having a transmission line, and we can assume that sending end power, apparent power SS is equal to PS, that's the active power, J times of QS. Load side power, that is SR, is equal to, I can say, PR plus J times QY, which is nothing but must be equal to VR IR conjugate. And likewise, the sending end must be VS IS conjugate. Right? As you all know that receiving end and sending end are connected with the ABCD parameters. So you can write very safely VS IS is equal to A, B, C, D. These are the parameters, ABCD parameters, and here you can write VR. In simplified way, you can write Vs is equal to AVR plus BIR. And next second equation you can write Is is equal to CVR plus DIR. Now I am trying to establish the relation of sending and receiving end current in terms of sending and receiving end voltage. Sending and receiving end voltages. So I can assume over here IR is equal to, just transferring the terms to the other side, IR can be written as Vs minus AVR upon V. Considering this equation as 1. Now putting the value of IR over here, I can write Is is equal to CVR plus D times that we have done previously, Vs minus AVR divided by V. From here, after solving it, you can say Is equal to, let's take LCM as B, I can write BC VR plus DVS minus AD VR. Further, I can write Is is equal to, let's take VR common, BC minus AD divided by B plus DBS. Is it okay? Now, from here, from this equation, there is a very important mathematical relation between these ABCD parameters. That is, AD minus BC is equal to 1 for any kind of a transmission line. That is the property of this ABCD parameters. AD minus BC is equal to 1. So as you can see over here, BC minus AD, BC minus AD, I can put this as minus 1. So I can write IS is equal to D upon B after putting BC minus AD as minus 1 minus BR upon. This is my equation. So let us take again the what is our equation 1? IR is equal to 1 upon B Vs minus A upon B. Now let us assume the ABCD parameters having following values. A is equal to the mode of A angle, let's say alpha. B is equal to mode of B angle, let's say beta. And D is equal to mode of D angle alpha, as in transmission lines A is equal to. So I can write this equation IR over here by putting the values of all these terms in polar form. I can write IR is equal to 1 upon mode of B angle beta. Vs is Vs angle delta minus A is mode of A angle alpha divided by mode of B angle beta. BR is BR angle. So I can write this as 1 upon B or simply Vs upon B. Angle will be delta minus beta minus A by B, because in rectangular form whenever the angle goes above it comes as negative. So A upon B mode of BR angle will be simply alpha minus. Remember this particular. Likewise, when you put the values of A, B, D and Vs, all the angles, Is also can be written as D by B Vs angle alpha plus delta minus beta minus 1 upon B mode angle is Vr minus. So now I am trying to find out how much receiving end is received the active and reactive power. For that I need to calculate first the receiving end apparent power, which is equal to VR IR conjugate. As we all know, VR is VR angle 0 degree, and from the previous I have calculated the IR, which is 1 upon B mode of Vs angle beta minus angle delta minus beta minus A by B mode of Br angle alpha minus beta. But as we have to take the conjugate of it, so just we'll take the conjugate of it. And when you are taking a conjugate of it, the sign of the polar term changes. If it is plus, it will become negative, and if it is negative, it will become positive. So I can write very safely over here VR into Vs divided by B. This angle will become beta minus theta minus VR square into A by B angle beta minus F. Similarly, you can calculate the sending end power SS is equal to D by B Vs square angle beta minus alpha minus mode of Bs mode of Br divided by mode of B angle beta plus delta. This has been calculated by multiplying Vs into Is conjugate. Is from here I have calculated. When you take the conjugate of it and multiplying with Vs, Vs is our Vs angle delta. So if you take the conjugate of Is over here, this particular angle will become beta minus delta minus alpha. So when you are multiplying with Vs, this delta delta will cancel out and the angle remain over here will be beta minus alpha. And over here, because you are multiplying, it will become beta plus delta. But you don't need too much pay attention about this sending end power. We will focus more on the receiving end power, right? Just remember this one. Br into Bs by B angle beta minus delta minus Br square A by B angle beta minus. So if you now separate the real part and imaginary part, because previously we have seen SR is equal to PR plus J times QR. So PR is the real part of that equation, QR is the imaginary part of the equation. So PR will be the cross multiplication of each term. So you can write Bs Br divided by mode of B cos beta minus delta minus mode of A divided by mode of B into Vr square cos beta minus alpha. And the reactive power received QR will be equal to mode of Bs mode of Br divided by mode of B sine beta minus delta minus A by B Br square sine beta minus F. So QR is the sine and PR is the cos. Now let us take an example by which we should come to a conclusion. Now let us take the example of a short transmission line. In short transmission line, you can represent a short transmission line like this. This is Vs angle delta. This is VR angle 0 degree. This is transmission impedance X. This is receiving end current IR. This is sending end current. In this particular case, we will try to generalize the PR and QR. How? So first we need to understand for a short transmission line, A is equal to D is equal to 1 angle 0 and B is primarily X, means X 9, right? Or if you want to represent it with a Z, Z is equal to R plus J times X. But in a short transmission line, X is very much higher than R. Very, very much higher. Generally, the ratio is 1 is to 10. In that case, you could assume that Z is approximately equal to X and the angle between R and X is theta. Impedance angle is approximately equal to 90. So I can generalize the previous relation that we are having for PR. What was PR? PR is equal to mod of Vs mod of VR divided by mod of Z after putting B as Z over here in the equation of PR. Cos theta is theta. Now assuming right now theta minus delta minus mod of VR square divided by mod of Z cos theta after putting beta is equal to theta and b is equal to mod of b is equal to z. So now let us take this particular example where we are doing some approximation, that assuming z is approximately equal to s and theta is approximately equal to 90 degree. This equation will become PR is equal to mod of Bs mod of Br divided by x sine delta, because cos 90 minus delta will be sine delta and cos 90 will be equal to 0. This is very famous equation for a transmission line and it is valid only for short transmission line, but for the generalized purpose we can use it for our study purpose. It is saying that the receiving end power is dependent on sending end voltage, receiving end voltage, impedance of the transmission line and the power angle between VR and it is very, very important. Likewise, we are trying to find out the reactive power QR. QR is equal to, after putting Z is equal to X and theta is equal to 90 degree, I can say very simply uh, QR is equal to mod of Bs mod of VR upon X cos delta minus Br square by delta is generally also very low, so you could assume delta is approximately equal to 0. Hence, cos delta become equal to unity. Very good relation will come out of it. QR is equal to mod of BR mod of BS divided by X. It become unity BR square by X. QR is equal to, I will take common as the mod of BR divided by x also. It is mod of Bs minus mod of Br. It is the difference. Means reactive power flowing through a transmission line or the reactive power received at the receiving end depends on the difference of the voltages, not their angle. Difference, mod. So there are two conclusive. So there are two important mathematical expressions that we are having right now. PR is equal to mod of Bs mod of Br divided by x sine delta. Assuming it to be the maximum power that can be transmitted, I can write PR is equal to P max sine delta. And if you draw this curve, because it's sine curve, you could have it like this. Theta is equal to 0 over here, theta is equal to 180 over here. It is theta is equal to 90. Sorry, delta, not theta. Delta equal to 0 over here, delta equal to 90 over here, delta equal to 180 over here. And this is the maximum power P. Now, if you want to check one important thing, if somehow you can make this impedance half, the power received at the receiving end will become double. If somehow you could make it 1/4, you would have 4 times, and likewise. So that is very important factor. This impedance. This impedance is a very important factor by which you can increase the power transmission through a transmission line. Amount of power that you can transmit through a transmission line. And QR is equal to mod of VR divided by X. It is the difference of the voltages, Vs minus VR. You know, reactive power always flows from higher potential to lower potential. Or you can say reactive power always flow from higher voltage to lower voltage. And active power always flow from higher delta to lower delta. Like in our case, we are having over here. Over here, this angle is delta. This is delta equal to 0 over here. So active power flow from here to here. And over here, if voltage is Vs and the voltage is Vr, and I am assuming Vs is greater than Vr, in that case, the reactive power will flow in this direction from higher voltage to lower voltage, and active power will flow from higher delta to lower delta always. It is true for power system. For everywhere, it is true. Active power always flow from higher delta to lower delta, and reactive power always flow from higher voltage to lower voltage. And the amount, that how much reactive power will flow, will depend on the differences of the voltage, and how much power will be received at the receiving end will depend on the inductance or the reactance or the impedance of the transmission line, the receiving end voltage, the sending end voltage, and the angle between Vs and Vr. This is called power angle. Because if you draw, this is the reference voltage I am having, Vr, this is our sending end voltage, Vs. It is leading by angle. So this is very important mathematical expression that you should know while going for the facts. So now I am Tushar Tyagi concluding this particular derivation for power flow transmission in a power system. Thank you.